Hello everyone, greetings and welcome back to the Directorate. It's been a while, hasn't it? But we are now finally continuing with our beautiful Directorate in its war against the evil Scandinavians, the Italians, and of course the new Chinese, the Neo-Chinese, the new Chinese Empire, way over there in the New World, right over here. We're not really involved in this conflict very much, as has been established before. Others are dealing with that. We are, however, heavily involved in the war on the Italian peninsula, and also a new idea has been developed by the Directorate's headquarters of military affairs, which is a new thing I just invented right there, and that is to make a naval invasion of the Danish lands. The Danish lands are, I suppose, the heartland of Scandinavia in this world. Copenhagen is the capital, which would mean that Malmö and Odense, this area would probably be the capital region. Not this part as much, it would be a bit outside. Not this part either, because it would also be a bit outside. And over here we have the regional capital of Stockholm, the regional capital of Christiania, in the future would be named Oslo, and Helsinki over here in southern Finland. Or maybe Turku, depends on where in history diverge. Could be Turku remain the capital in this world, who knows. Either way, we will take some 10 transport ships over here and carry over about 60,000 men just to occupy as much of Denmark as possible. The reason for this new military venture is the discovery of a war between the Nubian Confederation and Scandinavia, which means that if they have any armies lurking over here, which seems unbelievable because there's only a few provinces that we can see right now, they would be very occupied with the Danubian armies marching in from their north. So we can land on Jylland and take over Sjælland with hopefully limited casualties. That is the hope anyway, that is the plan, and that is exactly how we will do it. Or of course Bengal has other options. They want to take over Bhutan apparently. And who the hell will they need to fight to do that? Bhutan and Tibet. You know what? You deserve this. Go for it. Have fun. And yeah, just have fun. Tibet, no one cares about Tibet. Just don't get in war with Japan and you'll be fine. Japan is now a fascist dictatorship. Not as strong as they used to be, but also fairly strong. Though they can't really go to war against us because we are at war with Japan. So, doesn't matter too much. Doesn't matter. They can do what they want now. Just go ahead, Bengal, and have fun. They deserve this. After their good service in the past, they deserve to have some fun. So I believe that's how we reward our fellow friends and allies. All right, we can use one reform to limit rebellions of various forms. So let's see, do we have any massive rebellions cooking up? Not that big, honestly. I think we should wait. Actually, the Jacobin rebels have 5 million. So, but they don't have any major support, no rebel power, no revolt risk. I think it's fine to just let them be for now, and if we get any major threats, we could utilize it. All right, Battle of Abomey, a great victory over here in Africa, which makes the Scandinavians want to give away Lazio. The thing is, we never requested Lazio. That is the work of the Aragonians, and as we all know, why would we care about what the Aragonians want? The answer is we don't. What we want is probably Liguria. There's a reason for this. The reason is simply because it will look better on the map. See, we would get these 3 provinces. Nizza, modern day Nice, I think, Savona, and Genoa. This would make the coastline look a bit better, which would suit Piedmont over here in this fine little valley with Turin, Alessandria, and Novara. And so we can take this region and have a good access to the Ligurian Sea, make the borders look decently better. Not the best, but still better. And I think we could just be happy with that. Don't really care much about Lazio. We also have the infamy room to spare for such a takeover. So I think we will request that from Liguria, or from Italy. There we go. Excellent. We will still go forward with our naval invasion of Denmark. in case they for some reason would not want to give this up immediately. Or how is it going, Scandinavia? Would you be willing to give up Liguria? They actually would be right now. Well, that's no fun. Don't give up so easily. I guess so. I mean, there's no point really in fighting. We have to think like our country would. Even if we're a fascist dictatorship, it would make absolutely no sense to continue a war that's already been won. It would waste precious resources, precious money that could be used for future wars. It just would be a waste. So, Scandinavia, we would accept this, and I'm sorry, Aragon, we simply don't give a shit. There we go. This should hand us over some land. There we go. Liguria is now ours. We should probably... Nope, the rebels disappeared. Great, great, great. It was, if I have to make an assumption, I think it was the breaking of the campaign over here in Africa that did it. The Scandinavians had made great advances in Burgundy and Africa, to be fair, and they did a great job in that regard. A bit too good, in my opinion. But in the end, they got beaten back, and when their main army lost over here in Bohemia, their will to fight just dissipated. There was no reason to fight anymore. They couldn't do that, so they gave up, which is great because now we don't have to fight either. Let's spread out our armies. We now have a sizable portion of Italy over here. We have Liguria and Piedmont and Savoy being part of it, Aosta Valley and so forth. I just think that it's looking really well. We have taken apart Italy. I almost gotta say that Italy's shape up here in modern world does suit very well with the mountain range, like the Alps here. Which is natural, of course, but it just would look weird if France, for example, looked like this. I mean, I bet some French people would be really happy about it. And by some French people, I mean jokingly, like, oh, the French border is naturally at the Rhine. That kind of joke. But still, it would just look bad. Though, at the same time, while it would look bad, the German border right now is not that bad either. I mean, I could get used to a French nation looking like this. As long as it wasn't France. If it was Burgundy in real life, then yeah, absolutely. But if it was France, no, absolutely not. Why are we losing so much money? Maybe because we don't tax our people enough. We're barely taxing them, in fact. Also because we have had very little need to. We could just tax them a little bit more. Though at the same time, that is some massive expenses right there. Administration is costing quite a bit. Could lower that, obviously. And we probably will. Not that we are lacking for money at all, but still. It's just good to be safe. Increase spending on the military. The military deserves some money. Industrial subsidies is quite high, I gotta admit that. That is true. What is giving us the most money is obviously the poor people up here. So poor people, you're gonna have to pay more taxes. There's an international crisis for the Aegean Sea. And the Sublime Port gave up. What was it for? I need to take a look. And I will do that as soon as we've done the taxes. There we go, we have a surplus finally. So, Greece. Right, so, what? Aegean? Okay, so we have Macedonia and then we have Greece. Two separate entities, but Greece is only the islands. Only the Aegean islands. And then we have Macedonia that has Cyprus and essentially the rest of Greece. That's a great thing. And they became a republic really, really damn quickly. So good job on them for that. How's it going for Bengal? Bengal is, I'm presuming, winning. I mean, how can they lose against Tibet? Tibet has 9 divisions and they even got out of the war. No, they're still in the war. And Bhutan has absolutely nothing left. So it's just a matter of time. Speaking of time, time is rapidly running out. Which is unfortunate, I suppose. Incident in British realm, don't really care. Don't want to get extra infamy right now. Though at the same time, we are the largest power in the world once again. We could probably get that really easy and not really have to worry about a thing. We got the last industry tech. Let's see, anything in the culture? No. Commerce, might as well. I mean, sure, doesn't matter. At this point, we're just taking the rest of the technologies as they are available. It just doesn't really matter that much. We should also gather up the navy because we did have a massive blockade, and that probably prompted the enemy to not want to fight anymore, presumably. It was a fairly decent fleet, honestly, and now we are still a little bit above. No, we are a little bit below our supply throughput of all of our naval ports, which is good. It's the addition of the Italian ports, I assume, that would add up. Especially since we probably got a naval base that was fairly decent. Yes, a level 4 naval base in Genoa. And we will, I mean, we might as well upgrade our naval bases that we have in Europe while we're at it. We have gotten quite a few, which is nice, very nice. Calais, for example, and then we have one over here in Bruges. I want to visit that, Bruges. Milboch, Rotterdam, and Groningen. There we go. All of them getting upgraded naval ports right now, naval bases, actually. We lost a leader, which is unfortunate. What was it I wanted to check? It was something. People's Commonwealth. What? Oh, proletarian dictatorship. That's interesting. The People's Commonwealth. Huh. And they are getting their heads kicked in by what? Jacobin rebels? That's not that great. Romania is looking meatier than ever by having Bujak. Actually, why is it that they have? I mean, that is one massive Moldavia, I gotta say. They just need to have that Siebenbürgen or Transylvania. And they would look mighty and powerful like never before. Let's get the mutual funds going, and then we could get the last techs on the Navy. We're just lacking a few technologies. We might not get all the technologies before the end of the game. Doesn't matter too much though. We've done a great job when it comes to technology. We're doing great jobs on essentially every front that we've ever been on. As is typical of a Burgundy society. Known throughout history for being the best, probably. The Belgian Confederacy has been completely wiped out. Not completely though. I was overstating that. But they have been considerably desized. It's actually pretty cool to see. And now they are fighting against... Wait, what? Oh. Here we go. Vinlandic Patriots. Alright. So maybe, just maybe, Vinland will get back some more land if the Belgian Confederacy can't deal with this quick enough, which they probably will be. And due to the losses, they have gone into fascist dictatorship, which is typical of nations that are suffering a bunch of revanchism. But at the same time, I don't think it will help them very much. The new Chinese Empire, another fascist dictatorship that we're at war with, doesn't want to have peace at all because it's not going that great. So I guess we're at war with them for the foreseeable future. I wonder how they went about giving the names here of the Japanese, meaning actually the Chinese provinces in America. Like, what did they go for? What is the actual? Is it just some Chinese translation of or Chinese names perhaps, or of California and stuff like that, or is it something more behind it? That I do not know. All right, Plantagenean liberation of Lusitania from Gran Colombia. Lusitania being here and having, I'm assuming it's Texas. No, maybe the southern part of Texas, what do I know? Might as well. We're at war now against Vinland apparently and Gran Colombia. So Vinland is fighting also against Plantagenia, which has turned out to become the mightiest nation in North America. So good job on them for that. Good job indeed. How's it going over here? It's going fairly well, and Occitania is kicking the shit out of France apparently. What is that war even going for? Is it Occitanian conquest of Poitou? Alright, cool enough. Cool enough. Leuven liberation of Transkap Ilnerdam. The Nubian liberation of Holstein is going against the Danubian Confederation somehow. Not really sure how that's possible, but they are apparently losing. How is the Danubian Confederation that bad? I don't understand. How are you doing this bad? I will even give you money. Here, take some money. Become the great threat you were destined to be. Become the bane of Burgundy, if you so please. Or if you so desire. Just please become a threat. Please, I beg you. And there's... wait, what? So there's the People's Commonwealth, the proletarian dictatorship of essentially the Commonwealth. And here we have Poland, which is also a proletarian dictatorship, but a separate nation. I suppose that makes sense, maybe? I don't understand. Crimea is not part of the Commonwealth. They are having Russia as their sphere, which is a proletarian dictatorship as well, but simply just called Russia, which I like that. The nation of Taiwan Tinsuyu, your faithful ally. Something Inca conquest of New Cornwall. Alright, we will head into that. Apparently there's a lot of wars happening. New Cornwall being over here. And if I had to place my bets, I think Taiwan Tinsuyu will win that. Illyria offers an alliance. We know from the past that they are not to be trusted with. We also just crossed 300 million people, which is very nice. We have a big population. 300 million, of course, being the total population. Santanderian Fall. There's just a bunch of things happening around the world. Might as well become an even better economic powerhouse. Seems Occitania will take Poitou. Though they're at war with a bunch of other nations. Castilla, Fonburi, and so forth. Though I'm not sure if they can ever reach them anyway, and they have taken... So Poitou would be... Oh, that would be this part? Nice. That would mean that French almost have no coast at all left, with the loss of Brittany and Occitania and stuff. The new Chinese empire, sure, we will go for that peace. Vinland, acquire Lusitania, dismantle constructions in Tejas. Is there anything else that they have added to their demands? No, that is it. Alright, we will go for that too. Great Plantagenet expands even further, which is pretty cool. And the Japanese expanded a bit over here. It's going great for our American allies. The Japanese and the Plantagenets. People are wary. Yes, the people are a bit wary. Now we're at war with Bjornia, which I assume won't be going on for that long. We can even speed it up, maybe time. No, Illyria, we don't want to be allied with you. Stop it. Oh yeah, revolts. Is there any risk for a revolt now? Jacobite rebels have a massive... Look at that. Look at that support. It's so big. The Burgundian communists are the biggest threat, though. They are actually on the march to being in revolt. What would they want, though, the communists? What could the communists ever want? I guess 10-hour workdays? How about generous subsidies for the unemployed? Would you be willing to go for that? Just lower yourself and dismantle all support for the communists? It seems they have lost support. People are like, they did give more generous subsidies. Maybe this fascist regime is not that bad after all. No, they changed their mind. They're pretty bad after all. At least the Jacobins are... I mean, they have a lot of support. Just a ton of support. 13.57 million. Like, scheisse. That is quite a bit. And the Burgundian communists have once again gotten more power. And everyone else is just mad and wants to be free. Which is... No, that's not true. I mean, it's not okay to be free. Do we have enough support over here? We have some men on the Java Islands, which could be enough to beat back any sort of uprising that comes along. And maybe not enough. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, let's get some more research done. While we're at it. Lavish exhibition. What was that giving again? I think it's the one with prestige. Indeed it is. There we go, death in the silk fields. There's nothing we can do. Reimburse locals for their losses. Ah, let's do that. We're generous folks after all, we don't need to keep people quiet. Alright, new year means new opportunities. Liguria has gotten something from San Marcos Republic and actually got their coast back. So good job, Liguria. Maybe they had that before, maybe they didn't. Communists they're not that strong right now. They seem to have lost quite a bit of popular support due to the generous reforms of the Directorate. I'm just really waiting for two things, the Occitanian War to be done and also the Inca conquest of New Cornwall to be done. So if you would wouldn't mind, we would like to ink a peace deal now. The Nubian Confederation is facing a fascist uprising, affecting, amongst other things, Eisenstadt, which is very close to the capital of Vienna. And Vienna, in fact, is being occupied now by, presumably, fascist rebels. We will speed up time to get more information from Vienna. So we will come back with new information after the break, which will apparently last a month or so. Let's see, soon we will have new information. 71%, excellent military leadership, great. 84, 88, 90, 91, 92, 93. Alright, I'm pretty sure their government will be replaced. Bjornia wants to have peace, excellent. Illyria wants to do stuff. No. Conduct a census, which is great, let's do that. No, Illyria. Bengal wants the peace, alliance, I don't know why we didn't, and Vienna got the same. Vienna has been taken by fascists, which is bad for them. Hyderabad and Armenia wants to have alliances. Not sure why we lost all of our alliances all of a sudden, but apparently we did. Pretty much we did. The only one that we kept our alliance was Tavantinsuyu, and I don't know why. Actually have no idea why. It just sometimes happens, and apparently people want to be allied with us even after that. Round up the usual suspects, now conduct a real investigation. Jodhpur wants alliance, great. We'll do that. Any risk for revolt right now? No, very little. I just want to see if the Nubian Confederation actually turns to fascism. They failed their war to free Holstein, which is just surprising and hilarious, both at the same time. Hungary wants an alliance and we accepted that. Mostly by mistake, and there we go, that's what we get from... God damn it! Hungarian liberation of Österreich? Wait, what? You know what, that is actually fairly tempting. That is fairly tempting. To see all of, well, Österreich, the region of Österreich, be part of Hungary would be pretty hilarious. Why is this the liberation? Does that mean it's only parts of it? It's only this part, isn't it? Eisenstadt. You know what? Let's just do it. Why the hell not? We are winning, aren't we? We are pretty much at our victory. This will be our victory dance, our final lap, our dance around the pole. I guess, something like that. We have a bunch of armies, they are inching, just itching, not inching, but itching, in fact, for combat. They want to have a victory to put in their hats and things like that. And we will give it somewhat to them. We won't send everyone. We need someone to defend the capital. We have learned from past mistakes after all. And we don't want to lose the capital to any sudden revolts. But it's going pretty well. We should just try to get these armies to actually go for the war. Hesse-Darmstadt and Frankfurt is against us. As is Münster up here, so we should go for that too. Or Münster. Oh, it's paused, that's why nothing is happening. Great, good job. Alright, so who is in charge of this war? It should be us. Yes, indeed it is. And together with the Hungarians we have 5,000 military score, which is just insanity. Just insanity. Which one has the second lowest? 1,000. We are such an enormous powerhouse. It's barely even funny. It's barely even funny. How strong and big and successful we are compared to everyone else. We can send one more army up here to deal with the Munsterians. Actually, send two. Why take chances? We didn't become the greatest military power in the world for nothing. There's actually a reason behind it. Alright, Zurich, one army goes to. Lucerne, one army goes to. There we go. There we are. Excellent, excellent. And take over Münster. Plantagenet wants an alliance. Excellent, excellent. Anything else happening? Some of the border regions will fall to our armies very, very soon. And I think this will be the point where we will actually go over the infamy cap. Throwing all caution to the wind. Everyone apparently wants to ally us now, which is hilarious. Throwing all caution to the wind, we will take over some land. Probably not a lot of it, but some of it. There, Thüringen, and Basel should also fall soon. There, wonderful, in every regard. This area should fall now too. Can move on. Gießen. Good. Good, good, good. Amazonia wants... Why are they doing this to me all the time? Lotharingia? No, we don't wanna. We're gonna go into the final war, the end war, very soon. Rest, brave soldiers, rest. It's not like this is the greatest conflict of mankind, but it's still a fairly big conflict. Still fairly big. Frankfurt needs to take that. There we are. Hesse Darmstadt wants to have peace. I say no. Vryland wants an alliance. I say yes. We beat the Hungarians to get to this point. I don't know why they send an army all the way up here when they have this massive rebellion behind them. God damn it. Bikaner wants an alliance. That is completely acceptable. So, have you ever... Do you remember when I said, the Nubian Confederation, they're becoming stronger. It seems like they will be a big threat to us in the future. It seems they will maybe become the end boss. Didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. And also, look at Occitania. And look at puny little France. Hello, little France. Hi. Hi. Can we do like a map so we can paint on them? Right. Sure. You should also pick a good color. Red. Yeah, great. Hi, France. How are you? Remember us? Hi. Yeah, this is all you have left. This is all you have left. And once upon a time, you threatened all of Burgundy, you silly, silly country. But not anymore. Not anymore. You're all this puny, tiny little nonsense. Just 6,000 men, is that the best you can do? It apparently is. God damn you, France. God damn you. Speaking of which, I will probably play France in the next playthrough. Not in this mod, probably, but in the Historical Framer mod, which I realized a few months ago. It was released a few months ago, anyway. It looks pretty cool. It's basically a spin-off, so to speak, of, I guess, HPM and stuff like that. Which is pretty cool, adding in a few mini-mods that have existed for quite a while. So that looks really interesting. And it has the France mini-mod, which I didn't know existed for HPM added into it. So more stuff for France, which seems cool. I never played France in Victoria 2. At least I don't think I have. I don't remember anyway. So it'd be an interesting perspective. I've had to deal with France on many occasions in other playthroughs, playing as, for example, Prussia or Germany or Burgundy for that matter, or really anything at all. So playing as France would be an interesting perspective on things. Might not be a complete playthrough to the end of the game. I need to become a bit better also at finding waypoints where it's just not really worth playing. I mean, just cut it off when there's no... Okay, I will try to gather thoughts and actually produce words and sentences that can be understood by humans. I need to become better at ending series when they have served their purpose. There's no need to go to the end of the game, for example in 1935, if there's nothing interesting going on. This is just close enough to the end that we might as well. But in some series, probably would be best to start something new and fresh, which would be more interesting. So that's a thing I need to learn, and that could probably happen in a France playthrough, depending on what happens. So yeah, it might not be a complete playthrough all the way to the game's end, but it should at least be fun, interesting, and see what happens, which is always interesting. Explore new opportunities, explore new events that could pop up. So yeah, Gurkha's good. I like Gurkha. There. We're invading in the Alps. Lienz. There. I think with advancement to Lienz, that will be it for this episode. Thank you for watching. In the next episode, we will conclude the war against the Nubian Confederation and will most likely be the last episode, if not second to last episode. So I hope you will tune in then, and I hope you enjoyed this one. See you then, and have a good one.